I want to go back to the breaking news we shared earlier from Pfizer and bring in Dr. Tom Frieden, former CDC director and the president and CEO of the group Resolve to Save Lives. Let's talk Pfizer. Today, they are going to ask the FDA for emergency authorization to roll out this vaccine as early as mid-December. What happens? Does the FDA just have to check a box?
Well, Stephanie, it'll be great to see actual data, not just press releases about the information. So that's important. You'll see the FDA advisory committee go through it. You'll see the CDC advisory committee go through it. And then, yes, it's possible that there will be vaccines in arms in December. The problem is, Stephanie, that's only the start of a very long road to getting all of us to have the availability of vaccine. We're talking about many months before vaccine is widely available. And while that's great news for today we have to worry about what's going to happen next week with Thanksgiving, with explosive spread already in much of the country, and the possibility that Thanksgiving will create not just one super spreader event, but essentially a Super Bowl of super spreader events.
Can you explain why we're having this explosion nationwide? We saw almost 200,000 cases yesterday. In the spring, I got it. We weren't wearing masks yet. We were still going about our daily lives. We've changed our behaviors dramatically. I'm coming to you right now from a completely empty studio that normally would have 60 people in this room. What is happening in the world that the numbers are going up so much?
Well, main issue is we never crushed the curve. So there was always so much virus out there that when we began to congregate again, and we're seeing a lot of spread from people going over to other people's houses, you hear about the weddings or bridal showers that cause large spread. But what's causing a lot of the spread is 2 or 3 families getting together, spending a few hours together indoors, and travel, Stephanie. Travel. When people travel, the virus travels. And anytime you go from a higher incidence area to lower incidence area, you may spread it. Other way around, you may catch it. So we're looking at a bad situation getting worse rapidly, with the real possibility that Thanksgiving will drive numbers up to very, very high levels that are going to be impossible for many hospitals to be able to manage the press of patients well. And amid all of this, a federal government that's basically missing in action at the White House level.
I understand so many of these restrictions and why they matter, but I've got to ask what I specialize in, and that's a dumb question. Curfews. Why do curfews make a difference? Right? If I'm going to the gym until 9 o'clock, why is that different between 9 and 10? What's happening in that one additional hour in gyms or restaurants that make it so much more dangerous?
Well, I think the broader issue is, how do we nuance our response? What I'd like to see is we do everything possible to keep our kids in school learning, especially K through 8, where there aren't great alternatives. If possible, we keep retail open so we can keep the holiday season going and keep our economy going. But that means being really careful with number of people who are going in, amount of time spent there, wearing masks, keeping people who are sick out, making sure we have paid sick leave. Really important, Stephanie, because when people have to choose between making money that they need to pay the rent and potentially putting others at risk, unfortunately, that's a choice that is going to result in others being put at risk. In terms of curfews, it's a very emotional issue, because it sounds like, parents and kids and don't treat me like a kid. And I would leave that to individual communities. What I would say is, the less time people spend together in indoor air, the lower the risk. And that's relevant as Thanksgiving comes. So if you go over to a friend's house, mask up the whole time you're not eating or drinking, and limit your time there. Also, other things that you can do: speak softer, because louder voices, shouting, screaming, actually singing, spreads the virus a whole lot more. And open the windows if you can, or have the air blowing out. Increased ventilation makes a difference. What we don't want is to have a Thanksgiving that we're going to regret. A Zoom Thanksgiving is a lot better than an ICU Christmas.
If we're going to need to stop screaming, we'll have to cancel every holiday forevermore in my family. Here's my last question, and I know we're out of time. The numbers are exploding. The CDC is recommending that people don't travel. Yet people are angry and they're going to anyway. Why is it so difficult to get people to change their behavior?
I think the fundamental issue here is that we have to recognize that we are all in this together. It's a matter of working together against the virus so we can do more things that we want to do, need to do, love to do. But we're going to have to prioritize. Some things are more important than others. Saving the lives of our parents, letting our kids go to school in person, that's really important. More important, frankly, than keeping our bars open where we know that the virus is spreading.
Dr. Tom Frieden, thank you so much. What a gift. I've been telling my sister to lower her voice for the last 44 years, and now I can say the CDC recommends it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.